Let's make some minted basmati rice. And I'm using, this is a short grain basmati rice. I like the long grain, but this is what I have. It just, the longer the grain, the more it looks better, it has a better aroma. Even though I'm calling this minted basmati rice, as you see, a lot of other ingredients. I just can't make plain mint, but mint is the dominant flavor. Bay leaf, toasted almond, little cumin, carrot, garlic, shallot, coconut, sweetened coconut that I keep in the freezer, the shredded, and olive oil. And we're going to use water, no chicken stock this time, even though you can do it. Well, let's saute the vegetables, which I diced up nice and small, as you can see. Only the shallots. If you want to use onions, that's fine. And the carrot and the garlic. If you want to use less garlic, that's fine. You find what's best for your taste. But these are the items that I'm putting into this rice. And it's quite a bit too for the little 1 cup of rice, but that's how I like it. You'll find that this recipe, the items that we're putting in here, could be enough for 2 cups of rice. So we saute this, either translucent or a little color. That's your preference. I'm going to put the pepper, using a cinnamon stick, throw that in there. A little bit of cumin, not a lot. And the sea salt. I know this is going to taste good. And then later, after the rice is done, we're going to toss into the rice the rest of the ingredients. The toasted almond, the sweetened coconut, and the fresh mint. So that is good enough. And now we go for the rice. Coat the rice nicely with the oil. And then I'm going to let this not even boil. I'm going to put it on simmer at this point. The lowest flame possible. Use a thick bottom pot, thick like this thick aluminum, or whatever you have that's thick. And this is a good vegetarian dish because I'm not using stock. I'm starting off with about 1.5 cups of water. The reason being, all rices are so different. Some take a little bit more liquid than others, but I feel that 1.5 times the volume should be good for this. And that's it. Get that lid, cover this rice. I'm going to set the timer for like 15 minutes and see what happens. Time has passed and we're still wet because I have a very, very low flame. I'll just rise it a hair and then lower it again. There's no rush on this. It can't take more than 20 minutes to cook this rice anyway. That's it, we're done. The amount of liquid for this, I call this a short grain basmati. It's a little lighter than the long, heavier grain. And that 1 cup of rice with 1.5 cups of water or stock. Look how nice and fluffy that is. That took about 20 minutes, give or take. You just have to look at it and cook it slow. Nothing stuck on the bottom. It's moist. Just let it rest here. Flame off for about 5 minutes, then we're going to fold everything else into it. Now we'll add the rest of the ingredients. And I'm looking at the color, and you know what? I just happen to have some dried cranberries around. I'm going to throw them in there also. Not craisins, because the craisins have a lot of sugar. Then we add everything else. And I went light on the curry because I'm not making curried rice. I just want to get a little flavor in there. And the cinnamon stick adds a little flavor. Using the stick instead of the cinnamon powder. The reason you don't see any darkness from the cinnamon. That's what I like. Oh, it smells good. Nice and fluffy. Oh, you could put more items in here if you wanted to. Now we're going to just taste it to see the main ingredient which I put in here, which was the mint, which I smell now. Because you have to toss everything in there when the rice is still hot. That's really good. I like that. I think that'll be my lunch today. I hope you enjoy it too. And I have to put nuts in rice. The soft with the crunchy always works out well. If I had pistachio nuts, I would have put them in there instead. Cashew, oh, you can do this a million different ways. Well, this is just one of them.